Yo, 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 we out back. It's the Goodfellas Podcast. It's your boy Dougie. I got A Will. I got Five with me. Fellas, how y'all feeling on this beautiful Monday?
Feels good to be back.
Feels good?
We are back.
We back. You know who else is back?
Who?
The Lake Show.
Mm.
All right, back in full effect. Important weekend, right? Started on Friday. Lakers showdown with the Bucks. Giannis versus LeBron. MVP talk. Lakers get that win, and then yesterday took care of business against the Clippers. MVP race. I'm gonna start with that real quick. How close was the race, or if it wasn't close, to y'all to start before Friday?
How close?
How
was
close
it
was the
before
race?
Friday?
Yeah.
It was close. For me, it like the MVP always comes down to typically like the best record, the best play on the best team overall in the NBA. But I think with LeBron getting hurt last year, missing all those games, the Lakers missing the playoffs, him being in his 17th year, as you know, then he has that story behind him, that narrative. Like he has a feel-good story. Like it's his 17th year. He's 30 whatever years old. He's supposed to be, Father Time's supposed to be knocking on his door. Like LA is it a Lakers town? Is it becoming a Clippers town? Like he has all that, and for him to just go out night in and night out and just keep dominating and showing that he's the best player in the world, that made it interesting on his side. Giannis came off an MVP and he's just been doing what he's had to do all year long. And I think the biggest thing that maybe made a lot of writers and reporters kind of not want to pick Giannis is the fact that he hasn't had to play a lot of fourth quarters because the Bucks have been blowing people out. So that could potentially hurt him. But I think before Friday, it was close. It was closer than a lot of people will give the credit for. After Friday, well, I ain't gonna say after Friday. Like Friday kind of just like showed who the best player was, and then I think yesterday kind of solidified it. Like,
So you got LeBron in the lead.
oh yeah, he's in the league.
All right.
It's his to lose.
Oh, man. Five, please.
I don't think it was close.
Mm.
I think Giannis had a pretty big lead. His play has been outstanding since day one. His team's been in first place since day one. They still are in first place right now, even with him just missing a game over the weekend. And I'm going to say this.
You saying first place overall?
First place overall MVP race.
Okay.
And the team. Their team in first place overall since day one. I'm going to say this, though. Friday showed me how good Giannis has to be on a night in and night out basis for his team to beat good teams, right? Because you talk about his second and third guys, Middleton,
Very middle of the pack.
Bledsoe.
Good God.
I think DiVincenzo probably was the second best player on their team during that game on Friday. And then you got LeBron, right? And I'm not taking anything away from LeBron. He was brilliant on Friday. He was really good Sunday. He was great when he had to be. He was great Friday, though.
The whole game.
The whole entire game. But here's also the thing, too, right? He was great in the first half. He was great in the second half. But guess who also was great in the second half? Anthony Davis, right? After coming, being in foul trouble,
Yeah.
most of the first half, he still gets 30 points, 9 rebounds in a game where he missed most of the first half in foul trouble. So that just shows me that it's not just LeBron, right? I feel like it's just Giannis. I know people are they're looking at Middleton's numbers. He's averaging 20 a game, which is good. No knock on Middleton. I think Middleton is really good. I think he's really good. But is he really good compared to top-notch teams? Like when you look at some of these teams' second best players, the elite teams, we talk about Westbrook, we talk about Paul George. We're talking about
Embiid.
Tatum or Kemba, Embiid or Simmons. And then you got Cedric Middleton, who's like I said, he's really good, but he's not any of those guys whatsoever.
Now, would you say, so when I was watching the game Friday, right, I was looking at Giannis and Middleton and Bron and AD, right? And so AD has been a star in New Orleans by himself, right? He hasn't really been the second guy. So when Bron goes to the bench, like AD can just step up and be that number one guy. When Giannis goes to the bench, it's time for Middleton to be that number one guy, but he's not necessary. He's never had to be the number one guy. So that's something that's in my mind. So my question is, do you feel like, because I don't feel like Giannis and Middleton's game goes together, right? So, and I think that has a lot to do with, you know, Middleton not really stepping up in those big games. Whereas like when LeBron, his second player is AD. AD can hit threes, he can hit mid-post, he can post up. Like he's not a one, Middleton to me is a one-trick pony, right? Like if his jump ain't going, he can't do nothing else. He's not slashing to the basket, he's not creating for nobody else. So his game is predicated on Giannis having a great game and him feeding off of that. But the elite teams are gonna, you know, as Pop would do, or like as the Raptors did last year, okay, we're going to shut down Giannis, so we're going to make it tough for him to get his numbers, but we just going to shut down everybody around.
I agree. I mean, I think Middleton just lacks that ISO game.
Right.
He can't necessarily take over games just by himself. I mean, I say that, he had 36 last night. I mean, by himself with more touches, but he's got to bring that type of energy and that type of mindset every night, even when Giannis is out there, right? Like, he's got to be the second guy. Like, we talk a lot about Eric Bledsoe. Like, I know you especially like the dog Eric Bledsoe. You're an Eric Bledsoe dogger.
I just wanted to do to play.
But Eric
play
Bledsoe,
good.
but he's talented. Like,
He is.
They never denied the
I'm not
talent.
going to sit here and act like Eric Bledsoe.
But
is
I
not
am going to
talented.
act like George Hill has outplayed him. I mean, the backups
Well,
have
not this
outplayed
year.
him.
Not this year. I mean, not this
Finally,
year.
they giving you the big bucks. Play like it.
I mean,
Play like it.
not this year.
You know?
I mean, Bledsoe's been good, but like I said, like those guys, I mean, even Bledsoe's like a third best guy. Like you look at Philly, they got Tobias, their third best guy. You look at Boston, Hayward's their third best guy. Maybe Brown.
Yeah.
I mean, it's tough. Like those guys I feel like they have more of an effect on the game than Bledsoe is, and that's why when they play good teams, it does get tough for them sometimes. At times.
So, I was a firm believer Giannis had to. I didn't think it was. He had a huge lead, but I thought it was big enough in the MVP race. After Friday and after yesterday, I still believe he has the lead, but I believe it's close.
Yeah, I agree.
At the end of the year, like right now, Giannis with that knee injury, he's out. He was out yesterday. He might miss the whole week, right? They are only up 3 games on the Lakers for the best record in the league. That's been a lot of what people's talking about. This team has the best record in the league. If by the end of this season, the Milwaukee Bucks don't have the best record in the league, and I'm a firm believer with MVP, it's got to be all year. Like you have to be consistent all year, and especially that last stretch of the season. Mm-hmm. Voters really look at that. So if Giannis isn't as spectacular ending the season as he was to start off the season, and LeBron is gaining momentum and plays like he's been playing, LeBron is going to win the award.
So outside of just the records, right? Like if we throw the records out and just look at the two players and their impact on the games, right, that they play. Y'all think Giannis had that much of a lead on LeBron?
I thought it was big enough. I wouldn't say, but I would, to LeBron's case though, I forgot that stat they had. When LeBron comes out the game, they go to 29th.
They are atrocious.
They go to 29th. So that's for all the people that like to say, well, AD, he's leading the team in points, rebounds, PR, but
They were good on Sunday though.
yeah, but
They were good on Sunday without him.
yeah, but when he goes to the bench, typically they go all the way down.
He also subs terrible when he goes to the bench. Like, I mean, sometimes they take out Rondo when he goes to the bench. Like, you need Rondo in. They leaving like Caruso, Kuz, KCP, Dwight, like that.
They might
Like
put
that.
JaVale in.
Yeah, like that team is just limited. Like they just don't sub correctly. And they actually sub correctly in that fourth quarter to begin the fourth quarter. No, to end the third quarter on Sunday with having Rondo on the floor with AD,
Yeah.
with Kuz, with KCP, and it made all the difference. It made all the difference. When Rondo was in the game, not with LeBron, he can affect the game. If he's in the game with LeBron, like they're gonna share ball handling responsibilities, and teams are just gonna help off either one of them and make them jump shooters.
Stupid. He was in the game too long for me in the fourth quarter
With
with LeBron. He was in the game too long.
Rondo?
Yeah, and they had him just sitting in the corner. Like,
Yeah, he missed like 2 wide open threes.
dude, get him out the game.
It's
Coach.
okay.
Get him out the game.
I mean, it's okay, but that is just that combo is
But
not
I
gonna
think
work.
I mean that's why they go and get waiters. That's why they looking for
Yeah.
other shooting, right?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
All right. So they were talking about that earlier about Deion Waiters being a game changer for the Lakers.
I don't.
Do you think Deion Waiters can be a game changer for the Lakers?
I think
Game changer? No. Does he give them the ability to, like I said, if you replace Deion Waiters with Rondo in the corner, and he gets those 2 wide open threes, does he hit one? Yeah. You know, does he have the ability to hit both? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a better shooter than Rondo, so it makes the floor a little bit more spread, a little bit more wide open for you to run your 1-4, 1-5 pick and roll with Bron and AD. Yeah. Game changer? Nah.
I mean, you look at it, role players are essential in the playoffs. So, I mean, if you got a guy like that coming off your bench and you having trouble scoring on the bench and you got him in the game, not only can he hit a wide open jumper, but he can create. Deion Waiters can get to the bucket, right? They don't have that on their bench, really, not even with Kuzma, not even that type of guy to go and get his own shot like that, right? So now you finally had that. So I will say, yeah, he could be a game changer, given the opportunity. I think he could do it.
I'm 1,000% with Jeff Van Gundy. Jeff Van Gundy was the first person to bring it up.
They said he's a game changer?
He said he could be a game changer for the Lakers only because of his ability to go get his shot in the half court.
Yeah.
He said, can the Lakers get enough half court points to beat good teams? Which is, I think it's a great point, right? In the playoffs, we already know what's going to happen. Ain't no Golden State Warriors in the playoffs this year, so you already know what's going to happen.
Half
Game
court.
going to be slow.
Yeah.
It's going to be a defensive game. You're going to see a lot like the game we saw on Sunday in the playoffs.
Even Friday.
That game was slow. That game was in the half court. It was a get dirty, grind out game. And I think you're going to see a lot of those type of games in the playoffs. And Van Gundy was right. He can go get his own in the half court. Like, Waiters is a guy who can get 20 easily. Win, making the correct plays, making the correct reads, and taking good shots.
Yeah.
So let me ask y'all this. Right now, Milwaukee 53-11, Lakers 49-13. They are 3 games back. Milwaukee is playing Denver in Denver on a back-to-back with no Giannis, and Bledsoe's not playing tonight.
They will. That's a loss.
Their schedule is
Lakers have the Nets, I believe, tomorrow at home.
The Bucks schedule is brutal. Brutal.
Do the Lakers catch the Bucks and have the best record in the league?
Giannis out for potentially a week. I'm going to say yes.
I think they're going to catch him.
I'm going to say yes.
All right, so I'm gonna tell you they remaining games. They play playoff teams only. They play the Nuggets, they play the Celtics, they play the Heat, they play the Grizzlies, they play the Rockets, they play the Mavericks. They're gonna end the season with a. They're gonna play a home and away with the Raptors. They're gonna play at Boston again,
Ooh.
at Philly,
Ooh.
and then the end of their last 4 games are pretty sweet. They're gonna play the Nets, the Cavs, the Hawks, and then the Nets again. So that 4 games. Let me
Nah,
go.
the Nets might be tough because the Nets might be.
And they're going to be fighting for playoffs. And then
Yeah.
that brings up a good point. If the Bucks clinch, do they rest?
No.
They never rest their guys. They didn't rest them last year.
Yeah, no.
Let's look at the Lakers schedule. Got
They schedule not to end it. Yeah, it's not.
I mean, they're gonna play after the Nets. They play the Rockets, the Nuggets, the Jazz, They still got to play at Toronto. Actually, they're going on a road trip. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6-game road trip. Still got to play the Clippers again.
I think the Lakers do it.
I think they're gonna do it.
Catch them though.
They only 2 back in the loss column.
They play the Kings, the Thunder, the
Minnesota.
Warriors, the Bulls, the Clippers,
The Bulls.
the Timberwolves, the Kings, and the Suns.
Don't you laugh at those Bulls. Don't you laugh at the Bulls. Your boys.
I picked them. They let
Your
me down.
boys.
They let me down.
Shit, they let a lot of people down.
They
still battling. They still
They like 8 back now. It's over with.
They getting healthy?
It's over with, G. It's
They
over
ain't
with.
back from the 8.
It's over with.
Yeah, they is.
It's over with.
They definitely 8 back.
They 8 back. It's over with.
They definitely 8 back.
I think the East staying where it's at.
Yeah, you got
I'm blaming. What's their coach name?
the Wizards 5.5 back.
Yeah, they staying.
What's that?
Boylan.
Yeah.
Boiling.
Fire that
He's
man.
terrible.
Awful.
He's
Awful.
Fire.
Timeout king.
Fire.
all
Terrible.
awful.
Speaking of firings,
Kobe White starting today.
it's about time.
Too late.
Jesus
North
Christ.
Carolina, Tar Heel.
He is. I hated him in North Carolina.
You need to go back.
He definitely needs it.
But Kenny Atkinson parted ways with the Nets, so they are in search of a head coach.
Oh, they parted ways.
I
They parted ways
think
with
you
him.
said that. Yeah.
Well, no, I did read. I did read that it was a
Oh, it
mutual.
was mutual. Yeah.
Because he said he wasn't looking forward to coaching.
Yeah, I'm
to
sure.
KD.
Because they didn't want him. Like,
You ever been in the HR office and they give you the option to quit so you can get your you get your unemployment?
you either get fired or you resign.
Or you
Which one
resign.
you want?
Which one you want? Which one you want on your record?
You want the resignation. You can take the resignation.
That's what happened.
He's gone. So, who is next man up? Stephen A. Smith was saying it needs to be Mark Jackson, Greg Popovich, or
Greg Popovich.
he said Mark Jackson, Greg Popovich, and he had somebody else.
I think we even saying the
It was Tyronn Lue.
Tyronn Lue. There we go.
He's terrible.
I've heard Lue's name pop up. Mark Jackson probably would be my pick.
He's a New York guy.
He's a New York guy. He's got New York ties. He's good with vets.
Good with young players.
Good with young players. He's raised great young players up. He's a guards coach. So he's gonna cater to the LeVerts, the Dinwiddies, the Kyries. KD's pretty low maintenance. I mean, as kind of sassy as he can get. He's still kind of low maintenance to coach.
He just want to play ball.
He just want to play ball. He want to get shots. He want to win games. I know the antics off the court may seem like he may be a little bit of a diva, but on the court, I haven't heard anybody say that KD was a terrible teammate or anything like that. Yeah, I mean, he's the obvious pick to me. Everybody keeps talking about Tyronn Lue. Listen, I would say that Tyronn Lue is not that great of a coach.
He's not.
Like, he's just not that great of a coach. Like, he's a player's coach. He knows how to control personalities. He's been around so many different characters in his playing days and in his coaching days that he knows how to cater to players. Maybe that's what they need, but I don't think that's what they need. They need coaching, too. Like, they don't have everybody like, Kyrie, but they don't have talent like that to, like, just go out there and just outplay everybody. Like, the NBA has caught up to that. Like, we talk about parity all the time. People wanting parity. Well, you have it.
And it's boom.
And it's here. So you got to have something with it to overcome the parity in the league. And it's got to be coaching. And Greg Popovich don't. Stephen A.
I don't know.
I kind of get where he's going with that. Is the Spurs are kind of going downhill a little bit. There's really no up and up with the Spurs right now. So if he wants to go back to winning, then he's probably going to have to make a move because
Pop probably want to retire.
I was just gonna say
I
that.
mean, the Spurs just aren't in a great position right now to really make a move to where they're going to just catapult back up to the top of the West. Sorry to cut you off.
I'm gonna say this. 100% think Mark Jackson should be the head coach. Do I think it's going to happen? Hell no. Like I said before, I think he's been blackballed from the NBA. I don't think he's going to ever coach in the league again. I do think they're going to end up hiring Tyronn Lue. He's on his resume, even though I don't think he's the best X's and O's guy, but on his resume, he does have a championship coaching LeBron and Kyrie. So I do think that plays in his favor, and I do think he'll end up being their coach. Other than that, I can't think of any other coaches like that are even like out there. Tibbs, Stan Van Gundy he's still out there.
Yeah.
Van Gundy, Jeff Van Gundy.
I feel like the Van Gundy's have been out of, well, Jeff has been out of coaching so long that
He probably won't want to come back.
He already does like the USA coaching. So, I mean, that's probably enough to kind of hold him over.
And let me switch gears real quick. As far as Atkinson, I saw somewhere, but somebody suggested that the Bulls need to fire Boylan and make him the next coach.
That makes 1,000% sense to me. I would like that move for the Bulls.
Yeah.
Finally, something right.
So I agree with that when I saw it, but I think Tyronn Lue will be the next coach for the Nets.
Can they win with Tyronn Lue?
No.
I don't. And it's no. I mean,
No.
we haven't, and you can't predict injuries, right? But one of the biggest things that's like, you look at like a Chris Paul, you know the talent is there, right? You know it's there, but it's like at the most inopportune times, something happens, he gets hurt. I'm starting to see that with Kyrie, right? He just continues to get hurt. So then we all want to see him play with KD next year. Like,
How do we know how healthy he's?
yeah, like.
But see, but just off that, like when Kyrie was in Cleveland with Bron, he wasn't hurt like that. Outside of the first year where he
the kneecap.
broke his kneecap, he was pretty healthy the next 2 years. You know what I'm saying? And so I think like the health is there. I just think like I hate to say this, but I just think it's like, what am I playing for? You know what I'm saying? Like with Kyrie, it's kind of like, okay, are we going to win a championship? Are we going to compete for a championship? Nah. Okay, I'm going to just have the surgery and get ready for the next year. I'm going to do this and get ready for whatever. That's how I feel about that part with the injuries. Like, I don't think yes, it looks like he's injury prone, but I think it's just like timing. I really do think it's just like timing.
Ain't shit wrong with Kyrie right now.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think nothing wrong with him. I just think he don't want to play.
Shutting it down, getting ready for next year, just like Draymond. When Draymond sit out, neck injury, back injury, nothing wrong with him.
He had just
playing for next year.
He just got ejected,
Yeah.
right? And then the next day they was talking about he had knee problems. Like, what, he tripped on his way to the locker room?
Yeah, he did.
They're playing for next year.
Yeah.
Those what these guys are doing.
And I'm gonna say this, like I listened to this podcast that had DeAndre Jordan on it, and he was saying how the three of them, KD, Kyrie, and DeAndre, they all came together, and they was having conversations about where they wanted to play and where they kind of wanted to leave their mark. Like, what team could they go to and really like submit themselves as far as like NBA lore. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's why they ended up picking the Nets. And so it kind of like once I heard that podcast with him, it kind of all made sense, like why KD just chose to go to Brooklyn and didn't have a meeting with him. You know what I'm saying? Like why Kyrie went there, why DeAndre went there. Like they wanted to play together, but they wanted to know like, okay, where can we go where we got somebody in the front office that really knows what they're doing, that's not afraid to make a move, whatever move we may say that we need or suggest. And so my response to the whole coaching thing would be talk to them three. Who do they want to play for? Because this move for them three was all about cementing their legacy in the NBA. Like, we want to do something that's, I don't want to say never, but something where it's like, we control this.
I will say that with those, well, outside DeAndre, I think if they let those guys pick, I don't think they're going to pick the right guy.
You don't think so?
I feel like one of KD's reasons for leaving the Warriors, and I heard Steve Kerr say some of this, and they butted heads at times. KD thought it wasn't enough ISO basketball. he wanted to play ISO basketball. He didn't want to run offense, cut, screen, all that stuff. He said, Steve Kerr said they butted heads sometimes. You know, they patched it all up, you know, every single time. And we all know what Kyrie wants to do, right? Kyrie want to play ISO ball. So I don't know if they pick a coach and then they pick the coach that's going to just say, hey, let's go out here and just play ISO basketball. I don't know if that's going to take them to the next level. Like, I feel like as a GM, you have to kind of cater to them, but you also have to do what's best for your franchise and what's going to put y'all in a place to where you can elevate yourselves to the higher echelon of the NBA.
So let me ask this question, right? Is the NBA not now a win-now league?
Oh yeah.
Maybe not this year, but next year, absolutely. I think everybody will be win now.
So if
about
I'm
six teams that are win now right now.
if I'm a GM and I know we're in a win now mode, like, right, I'm not worried about a coach that can come in and really cater to the rookies and bring them along and, you know, mold the rookies and the vets together. I need somebody that's gonna come in and be able to coach these veterans, get us to a championship, potentially win a championship, because if we can't win it this year, then we need to figure out what's going on so we can win it the next year. Like, and I feel like that's, like, ever since Bron went back to Cleveland, right, the NBA has become a win now league. Like, the teams, like, you either know, like, okay, at the beginning of the year, this is our team. Are we able to beat Golden State? No, blow it up, forget it. Let's try again next year. You know, and you used to say this a lot. Like, the Lakers was just waiting for the Golden State to fall off, everybody get old, you know what I'm saying? Then it was going to be the time for the Lakers to come back. And I feel like you said, now it's the Lakers' time. But they're in win now mode. Like, look at some of the moves they made, right?
Absolutely.
And so I feel like next year, that's what the Nets are going to look like, right? It's win now mode. Like, okay, what y'all bringing to the table. And I think they need that coach that understands, like, it's win now. Like, we have to win now. It's no next year.
No, I agree.
They're gonna have to figure out, because like right now, like you bring DeAndre Jordan to be a part of this trio, right?
Yeah.
He don't even start. Like, they gonna have to like figure that out.
Yeah, but he'll start next year.
But they're gonna have to figure that out though.
He'll start.
Yeah, whoever they bring in, I would hope so. I mean, but then you draft a guy like Jared Allen.
It's the same thing, Ray. He don't care. He don't care
It's
about,
not
this,
about
year.
this year.
They don't care about this year. They're saving him. They want to mold Jared Allen so Jared Allen is able to elevate his game, right? So he can be the backup guy next year. But yeah, they don't care about this year. They you can see it now because they're letting LeVert just go crazy. They just saying, LeVert, hey, up your game, show us what you got, win us games. Because to be honest, they took the ball out of Dinwiddie's hand. Dinwiddie had probably been their best player all year, and it's been a lot of LeVert lately. So they're just molding their guys right now, man. They're trying to get the Jared Allens, the LeVerts ready for next year, and then try to take off from there. Because KD's looking good in these warm-ups. I mean, I don't know if you've seen some of the videos of KD. He's shooting around, he's moving around, and it's KD.
It's KD. I mean, so but even with that, like I say, hopefully they find a good coach. But to me, it's gonna be like the health of Kyrie.
He'll be all right.
The health of Kyrie.
He's gonna be
That's why they got Dinwiddie.
But I was just gonna say, even,
He gonna be
and I
healthy
hate to say,
next
I
year.
hate to say this, even like if something was to happen to that man, I mean, it ain't like we haven't seen it before, to where a team can have a backup come in and
Kyrie gonna be healthy
Still
as well.
play.
still play well, and they still.
Yeah, but they got KD though.
No, that's what I'm saying. So like,
We're not relying on a 20-year-old Jason Tatum to
Yeah.
take us to the final land. We're relying on probably
he
second
almost
best
did
player in the
it.
league.
He almost did it though.
Yeah, he did.
One game away.
No knock on Jason Tatum.
I mean,
knock
yeah.
on Jason Tatum, but
He been
I'm
balling.
talking about Kevin Durant
Yeah,
and compared
he been
to
balling.
Tatum.
You know what else I want to discuss real quick? Draymond Green.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry. We all know Barkley has been known. You know, Barkley pokes at everybody, right? That's what he gets paid to do. Some players take it to heart. Some players they just don't care. You know what I'm saying? They laugh at it with Chuck. But Draymond Green, Barkley's been saying all year he's been averaging that triple single. He ain't been so loud now that his boys they not playing, right? Talking about Steph and Clay. Draymond Green says in an interview a couple days ago, he says Barkley can't sit with him at the table. He has 0 rings. Says, you know, he can come take Barkley's job.
I'm saying right here, that hard. I mean, Barkley don't do shit but
Look,
be
man.
drunk and make jokes all day.
Hey, look.
Do a good job at it. That was fucking funny.
Just entertainment. He done for entertainment purposes.
True. But Draymond Green has had a chance this year to show people, without these guys, I can still I'm more than just Steph. I'm more than just Klay Thompson, Kevin Durant. Like, I can hold my own. Has a team to himself. Man still averaging 8 points, 9 points. And he's talking about Barkley can't sit at the table because he don't have any rings. Dude, you're not even one of the 100, 200, 300 greatest players in NBA history. Like, who get what? Like,
Yeah, he was low.
come on, man. Like, it has to stop. The foolishness has to stop, right? You got guys that's like Draymond Green talking trash. You got your Pat Beverly's now talking trash, surrounded by all this talent. They think they can just talk all this trash, and they think like, you know, yeah, you know. But I mean, Draymond's had a whole year to show himself, and what does he have to show for the Converse contract? A new deal, a new sneaker deal, right? Like,
But I feel like Draymond is the same thing as Kyrie. Like, they don't care. Like,
I can't.
Who cares about holding your own when you're gonna lose anyway?
Kyrie was out there getting buckets.
Yeah, and then where he at now?
And he was out there. We could go look at his numbers and be like, man, Kyrie was out there hooping when he was out there.
He was out there getting jumped too.
He was out
Catching big L's.
I mean,
They were better without him than they were with him.
yeah, this is, you know, I'm not gonna argue that, but what I'm saying is, when it's your time to have,
Draymond dead wrong. I mean, listen, Barkley can sit at the table all he wants. Like, Barkley put in the work. Barkley, even besides the 76ers days, like after 76ers, Barkley won a lot. Like, he might not have won the championship,
He won a lot.
but he won a lot. Like, he beat some great
I
players.
mean, even
along
with
the
Philly,
way.
they made the playoffs a couple of times.
They did.
The
They
thing
beat
with
the conference finals his rookie year.
The thing with Draymond is, when Draymond gets that type of attitude, Draymond's always been a winner. Like, he's always won. He won it at Michigan State, gets into the league,
Win.
takes a starting job from David Lee, who was an all-star power forward. He starts winning. He won some awards along the way. Let's act like he didn't win any awards. He won some awards too.
Mm-hmm.
Probably would have been Finals MVP if they win that year. Like, if he would have been the MVP if the year LeBron and them won it. He was the best player on the Warriors that series. He probably would have won MVP. He was the best player in that Game 7 for the Warriors.
He was. He had a triple-double.
Yeah, I mean, so don't get me wrong. Listen, Draymond ain't got no business talking to Barkley like that about no basketball. Definitely ain't got no business. But he has an attitude because he's always won. So he doesn't like to, and this is probably the first time in his life
He's losing.
that he's losing like this. Like, this is like, it can't even be fun. Like, when you know you're going to go out there and lose by 20, lose by 30 some nights, like, so he's going to be a little chippy. I mean, he's just, you know, a little salty.
No comment.
A little salty.
Oh, he passed Saudi.
A little salty.
And you ain't got nothing to say about Draymond?
No.
Triple single? Same goes for Pat Bev.
Yeah, Pat Bev, but Pat Bev was a different beast. Like,
I'm starting.
Same Adam.
yeah, he ain't never won nothing. He ain't won nothing.
Hey, man, I'm
They
saying.
didn't even make the tournament he was in college.
Oh, in
Where
Arkansas?
did he go to school?
Arkansas? Maybe 1 year.
Alright.
He was only there for maybe 2 years, though, right?
All I know is the man said that it wasn't no challenge, and he was not on the court.
Nah, he ain't got no business talking to LeBron like that. Nah, he ain't got no business talking to LeBron like that. I understand the term never back down.
Pat Bev win in March.
Yeah,
He lost to Rose
yeah.
both years.
He led the
But everybody lost to
scoring.
Rose.
Yeah,
But everybody lost to
he
Rose.
got money at Marshall.
Oh, okay.
He got money.
Everybody was Rose. Rose was
The man.
Rose.
So I just want to throw that out there, man. Like, and then that's how you wake sleeping dog. You know, when you talking like that, it's like.
Well, once they get their guys back and they go back to winning, the chatter even gonna be even crazier.
It's gonna be loud.
Oh man, he gonna let them have it, man.
And don't let him get a top 3 pick and keep it. It's gonna get real loud.
Yeah, he gonna be real loud, man.
Means nothing to me. Means nothing.
Okay.
It's always gonna mean something.
It means nothing. Cause and we had this discussion in our group chat. Like, what can Draymond do without them?
Nothing.
And his game is limited to the players that he has around him in the NBA.
But I feel like everybody has said that in some way, shape, form, or fashion.
Yeah. I mean, they're gonna make
Everybody.
him better.
Nobody has said like Draymond can go to a team and dominate. Like everybody always said, Draymond is a glue piece. He's a
Like, what were you expecting? You
Swiss
expecting him to
Army
go
knife.
out there and get 20 and
we
28
said we
and 6?
said in the chat, it was people in the chat, myself included, I thought he could get you 15 points on a team by
I
itself.
also thought his field goal attempts was gonna go up too, and they've actually gone down.
So
I've never said that.
I thought he could.
I thought he'd at least get 15.
I mean, Jesus.
I thought he'd at least get 15.
He averaging the same numbers.
His attempts is down. That tells me that right there tells me
He don't care.
he don't care.
Okay.
When your attempts are not going up without people around you, like you don't care. You don't care.
Yeah.
He'd go out there and shoot the ball 15, 16 times if he really wanted to.
Yeah.
I mean, the team is that bad.
Well, if he don't care, guess what?
You don't need.
Yeah, we moving on. Anything else NBA y'all wanna speak on before we get to breaking that, giving our little March Madness?
I am gonna say this. I'm gonna apologize to Kyle Lowry and the Raptors because they've been balling.
Giving the Raptors some?
Yeah, I'm
Is
giving
it?
the Raptors.
Is it? Oh my
Oh
God.
my
I'm
God.
gonna give the Raptors some credit.
Ooh.
Jesus, is
Giving
that
the
you?
Raptors some-
Is he coming
Kyle
back?
Lowry?
Well, you know, me and Kyle, we
Still got our thing, you know what I'm saying?
but he walked past me and he said what up. I said what up. You know,
Oh, so you met him.
yeah, I did.
Let's get so this is
Okay.
it was coming from
Now
somewhere.
this-
We
now-
knew.
yeah,
Now it's making
Now we
sense.
want to know.
Okay, Adidas. All right.
Mr. Adidas.
Okay.
All
Okay. Cool.
So you got the Adidas Connect now?
right. You know, we
Look at this.
said hello and kept moving.
That Adidas legacy.
Yeah,
Okay.
said hello and kept moving.
Okay.
But I'm gonna give them credit though. They've been hooping, man. I did not think they would be able to do this.
I don't think anybody thought that they would be this good.
But they
I absolutely did not.
We didn't think.
I did say that they would be fighting for home court though. I felt like
You
they would
did
be
say
around
that.
like 4 or 5
you did
seed.
say that.
And I actually looked at our predictions,
Mhm.
and we had them at like 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Not me. I didn't have them. So I'm gonna give them some credit, you know.
But nobody thought that they would be. I saw somebody tweet and say,
But they like the 2 seed now, right?
yeah.
They got the 4th best record in the
No, I'm
league.
just saying.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I saw somebody tweet and say,
3rd best record in the league actually.
Sheesh.
they said they expected when Kawhi left, you expected guys to have bigger roles and to contribute more, but you didn't expect them to like go
Nothing.
off like this.
But obviously they had some guys that were holding back because they haven't even been healthy, man.
Norman Powell
But
just
see-
got Player of the Week.
But OG is healthy this year. He wasn't healthy last year.
Van Fleet been out the last week and a half. Gasol ain't played in 2-3
He
months.
just played yesterday.
Oh,
I
damn.
like, man, like Ibaka was hurt a week. Like they haven't even been healthy. Like just imagine they can get everybody back.
That's what
I don't know if there's a team in the East that they can't beat. I don't know if there's a team in the East that they can't beat.
Woo. That's a lot right there.
I think they can beat the Bucks.
Because at this point now you have to look at it like, number one, they're the defending champs.
Yeah.
They have the experience that a lot of these other teams do not have.
Yeah.
Right? And so
They got some formulas.
man,
And if you watch the Bucks game, they played the Bucks a few weeks ago.
Yeah, it was tough.
They were actually dominating the Bucks. The Bucks just went on like a run at the end of the first half. They got them back in the game, and then from there they just crashed the glass, and the Raptors just could not get a rebound.
That was
But
the
that
game
was-
Lowry tried to go through, dude.
Yeah, exactly. But that was out Marc Gasol, and I told somebody, I was like, man, when Gasol get back, he closed the lane. You're not gonna be crashing the glass like that. You're not gonna own the glass with Gasol out there. Like that's his job.
Yep.
Like to keep people off the glass. So I'm like, when they get Gasol back, man, they can beat anybody, man.
they the biggest. So
No, Miami Heat.
the biggest threat.
The biggest threat to beat the Bucks.
Yeah.
I said the biggest surprise. I was gonna say no, the Miami Heat, the biggest surprise. Biggest threat to beat the. Nah, I'm still gonna say the Celtics.
Celtics.
Yeah, I'm still gonna say the Celtics. They just
Think same thing.
Wings. They wings just so nice.
So it's something about going to Duke. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, that ain't the reason I picked him.
Man, they need to go to Duke, man.
He did go to Duke.
I'm done saying these
one
are
and
Duke
done.
players is
Yeah,
one and
one
done.
and
Why
done.
y'all so
Man,
mad?
it ain't no
Why y'all
brotherhood,
so
man.
mad?
It's a brotherhood if you stay.
Why y'all so mad?
Trey Jones, he's a Duke.
Why y'all so player of the year?
He's a
Defense
Duke. That's
player
what I'm
of the year.
saying. 2 years ago.
You know what I'm saying?
2 years. That one and done stuff, man.
Kyrie played 3.5 games. He
1,
yelling
2,
Duke.
11.
3, 4, 5,
11.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Man,
Played 11.
Come
Look,
on, man.
Be respectful.
look.
Yelling Duke.
11.
Come on.
See that water right there?
8 in the regular
Kyrie
season.
drunk one of them that was in the league. You see?
Three March
And
Madness.
he beat the world flat.
Come on,
That's the
man.
type of players y'all got come from Duke.
Come on, man. So, nah, but, you say Boston?
Yeah, it's Boston.
It's nice, man.
It's too nice. Too nice.
I want to say Miami.
Why?
I said I want to say.
Well, why though?
They tough, man. I just feel like they can, with their defense, they can slow it down, man. They athletic. You got Bam, who I feel like is, man, he's,
They 13 and 18 on the road. Can they win a road game?
Yeah.
They have to win a road game to
That's
beat the
tough.
Bucks.
that's the yeah.
Now they did just beat the Bucks, but that was at
That
home.
was
They
at
was
home.
at home.
They're 24
yeah.
and 6 at home, something like that.
They probably right behind Philly with the best home record in the league.
So can you win?
They are right
You
behind
got to
Philly.
win one road game. Can they win
Can
one
they win?
road game?
I think they can.
One. That's a lot of pressure.
It is.
That's
And
fine.
now that's where
'Cause you
Jimmy
gotta
is
think.
going to have to show me that, like, okay.
I haven't seen that from Jimmy.
Yeah, so that would be the
You gotta
thing that
think,
would have me.
winning the road game.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10 you're gonna lose the first game, right? So then it's about winning that second game. Because if you lose the first 2 and then you win your 2 and then gotta go back home, back on the road, it's tough to win game 5. That's a tough game.
Then if you lose one at home, it's over.
It's over.
It's
Because
over.
now you really have to win.
I'm gonna say Toronto though. I'm gonna say it's the biggest. Because Toronto, even though Kawhi is going, that's the only team in the East right now that can say, "Hey, we've beat these guys."
Yeah.
Nobody else can say that right
I felt like the Celtics beat them. Didn't the Celtics beat them?
now. No, the Bucks beat the Celtics.
No, the Celtics did beat them.
Wait,
when in the first round, actually, one year. That was when the Celtics got to the final, Eastern Conference Final.
2 years ago.
This is different. I mean, we talked about this a whole. Well, they can say that, but this is a whole different. They team.
Still got a DNA.
But then,
Brad Stevens still there. Stevens gonna know how to prepare for him, even
Yeah.
though they didn't fare all that good last year, versus.
yeah.
But I felt like that was Kyrie's fault, though. I hate to say that, but
I actually have a thing with the Celtics. I think, and this is no knock on Kyrie or Kemba, I think they would flourish way more if they had just a pass first point guard. I think they would flourish way more because then Tatum would be able to, the way he's been playing, he needs the ball in his hands. I feel like if they had a pass first point guard, that they would just, because even when you get Kemba back, it's not like Kemba's, love Kemba's game, but he needs the ball to be effective.
I think pass first point guards are a thing of the past. Put them exactly where that is, the pass. You need a guy who can get buckets. Like, you just do. Like, I'm trying to think of a pass first point guard who,
Chris Paul. The last one.
when the last time he been in the finals?
No.
Ever?
Pass first point guard. I wouldn't, and not,
2K15.
Steph, Kyrie,
Kemba.
Lowry. Like, these are shooting point guards, man.
well, let
These
me
are
say
scoring
this.
point guards.
They need a point guard that's not as scoring dominant.
Healthy.
Scoring.
You out of your rabbit.
You can't tell me since they've been healthy, like they can't compete with the top teams in the
But he
ACC.
just got blown out by Duke on Saturday. Yeah, your rabbit ass.
I'm glad Duke beat them. They should. They have a better team.
That's what
Game was on the road to that camera. It's tough place to win. Tough place to win.
I mean, the refs
They've
are always
only
paid.
lost what?
They paid well.
3 times
in
there in the
Durham.
last
They pay well in Durham.
3 years.
They pay well. The
Don't be surprised.
The ceiling is still the roof.
Checks are cash.
Yeah, we know refs.
So North Carolina, actually, I think there's gonna be a lot of teams like that. I think a lot of teams are gonna make the tournament and win their conference tournament.
Yeah.
That shouldn't be winning their conference tournament, and bubble teams are gonna get popped.
I got another sleeper.
No, not even
No,
for
now
somebody
you-
that ain't have none.
somebody
Not
that
that
no sleepers. You got a ton of
Nah,
them.
you waking up with all type of sleepers now.
I just think they're gonna make a little noise. They might make it to Sweet 16.
All right.
You go 5.
I think it depends on who they play. Because their guard play is outstanding. Their 1 through 3 is good. Their center is really good. He's really physical. They don't have a 4 though. And if they play somebody who got a cold 4, it could be a wrap for them real quick.
I mean,
But
it's
no,
just
I like them though. I like them.
I will say,
I like them. There's some people saying they think they could be an Elite 8 team.
Well,
if you got great guard play in a tournament, you can go far.
yeah, you can.
You can go far. I will say, as far as like the top, Baylor probably gonna be like a 3 seed.
Nah, they
Nah,
probably
two.
2 seed.
2.
Probably a 2.
Good. That'll be my first top seed to be
Ooh,
able
to lose?
To lose. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Baylor?
Baylor. Yes. Yes. It will be Baylor.
Have you been watching Baylor all year?
No,
I watched them enough.
You obviously haven't watched a lot of Baylor.
no,
I watched them enough. I can't get my pick.
you
I
can't.
mean, yeah,
I've seen them almost blow some games.
I just don't agree with it.
You don't have to. That's why it's my pick.
They got
So
great guard play. They got great big man play. They defend.
yeah, like I said, it's been
That thing with them is gonna be shot making. They make
like I
shots.
said, it ain't that. Like I said, that's my team. The first. I ain't saying when it's gonna happen, but that'll be the first team that I pick. Like if we talking about like one seeds,
First
2
team.
seeds,
First
that'll be my first team
Let me
to be bounced. When that'll happen, I don't know, but they'll be the first
let
ones.
me see who be my first big team.
That'll be it. So you gotta, gotta be able to score basketball.
I'm gonna.
Gotta be able to score the basketball. You can't go on droughts like that.
I'm gonna go with. Come on, say it.
My big team. I'm just looking at the top teams. Baylor? Oh,
What about San Diego State?
I love San Diego State, man.
I'm just saying, like,
Flynn is a star.
no, I don't think they would lose first, but I'm saying I might.
I'm gonna say out of the top 10, I'm gonna say Creighton is gonna be the first team to lose. They'll probably be a 2 or 3 seed. They're number 7 in the. They ranked number 7 right now. I'm gonna say Creighton. I kind of want to say Dayton, but they have just been really good, man. And I do think Toppin is a little overrated. I'm gonna sit here and say this. Toppin is a little overrated. He's probably gonna be a lottery pick, top 10 pick. Whoever picks him, gonna be
Upset.
they're gonna be very upset.
I'm upset.
He's a little stiff. He's athletic. He's strong. And he just don't cut it for me.
We ain't got that long to find out to see who's gonna be upset because we will be running another bracket challenge. So y'all be on the lookout for that. Follow us social media. Instagram, Goodfellas Podcast. That's spelled with a 3 instead of an E. Subscribe to the YouTube page. Like us on Facebook. SoundCloud. We are on Apple Podcasts where they can do what they will.
Subscribe, rate, and review.
Gang. Man, that's all we got for today, fellas. Y'all got any shout outs?
Yeah, I got a couple shout outs. I want to shout out my alma mater first. Benedictine University. Boys and girls basketball team made the NCAA Division III tournament. So that's big,
Congratulations.
huge.
Eagles.
Both teams had, I believe, 24 plus wins on the season.
Nice.
So
Okay.
that's real huge. I think it's either the first or second time that's ever happened in school history.
That's
So-
boys and girls.
Yep.
Okay.
So shout out to Coach Avercamp and my coach, Coach Bunkenberg over there. It was great seasons.
Yeah.
And last, I want to shout out my Pope family, man. We celebrated my best friend's mother's homegoing over the weekend. Bo Carpenter.
Shout out Bo.
Yeah, so we
Much love.
party with the Pokes this weekend, man, and everything was beautiful. Everybody was in good spirits, so I just want to send my shout outs to my Pope family, man.
All right.
So I got.
I'm just gonna shout out my team, my boys, Bowen Boilermakers. We actually won the first ever regional championship
Nice.
in school history. We ended up losing it in the sectional semifinals by 6 points. But it was a beautiful season. We actually took a team last year that was 3-12, and we went 21-12.
Nice.
So, and the beauty of it, we returning everybody next year. So we had a team full of juniors, 2 sophomores. No, I'm sorry, a junior, 3 sophomores, and 1 freshman. So, I just want to shout them out, man. And then I'm gonna shout out Adidas for everything that they did for us this year. They looked out for us. You know, the boys got to experience a lot. They got to meet a lot of people. I had to tell y'all this interesting story real quick. We got a center on our team, and we always say he was 6'8", 6'8", 6'8", because we asked him how tall he was, he said 6'8". So he actually met Tracy McGrady in person. And so T-Mac was sitting down, and he was just watching him as he was standing up. And T-Mac looked at him and said, "How tall are you?" And he was like 6'8". T-Mac stood up and said, "You're not 6'8", you're taller than me." He said, so then they was talking, and he asked, like, you like playing basketball, whatever. And T-Mac told me, he said, "Man, when you get the chance, dunk everything." And then he like for Rashad, his name is Rashad Gill, for him that was a big moment, you know what I'm saying? Because this was truly his second year ever playing basketball. So for him to be able to meet T-Mac and T-Mac to give him that, those words to just tell him like, hey, you can make it, put your work into it, but when you get the opportunity, dunk everything. And so now that's Rashad's goal, is to dunk everything.
I heard that, man.
Good goal.
So, and I'm gonna shout out Coach Wayne Barlow for giving me the opportunity to work with you, and the whole staff. So
That's what's up.
Great season, great turnaround, man.
that's
I do not have any shout-outs. Shout out LeBron for holding it down this weekend. All right? Tired of the talk, man. I'm tired of the foolishness, man. People be talking crazy, bro.
You ain't gonna shout out Pat Bev?
People, for what? Irrelevance.
fuel to the fire.
Hey.
No challenge?
Hey, done talking about Pat Bev, man. You can't even get on the court with the game on the line because you ain't got no offensive game, right?
Yikes.
Come on, man.
You gonna tag him in there?
Nope.
I might.
No, you ain't.
I might.
You ain't got it.
All the smoke.
You want it all?
Yeah. You know what? I am gonna tag
Oh, okay.
the no challenge.
Oh, wow. You gonna start your own challenge? Huh?
So, Booth, what you got?
That boy
That's it, man.
Man, follow Booth on Trill.
What's your
Slim Naughty.
No. What's your new one? What's your new
Just
underscore?
laugh.
Shut up and laugh, man. Shut up and laugh.
Just shut up and laugh.
Is there any underscores?
Just after each word is underscore. And not and, you put it in. Just underscore, shut, underscore in, underscore up, underscore laugh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just
Fuck
shut
with
in, up, and laugh?
Just shut up and
So-
laugh.
Okay.
So just underscore
Shut
underscore in.
No, up. It's
No,
just.
up, shut up.
Hey, man.
Hold on.
You see
Just
how we having
shut
trouble
up.
with
It's just
And
shut up
laugh.
and laugh. So
Okay,
just underscore shut underscore up underscore in underscore laugh.
Bow.
Make sure y'all follow that, man. Please. If you want some laughs, you follow that, man.
Follow that page.
We just struggle saying your
Because the man still got his high school graduation gown in the tuck. So y'all go follow that man page. And on that note, we are going. And until next week, love, live life.